Hi, it's Felisa Chess. Today is day 200 and also the day I hit 2,000 subs. It's a very lucky number and lucky day. To celebrate, I am going to share this video with you on how I got out of my chess rut. And it's meant to explain and also to encourage you guys who may be experiencing a plateau or some kind of stagnancy where you are not getting out of a certain elo range or you feel stuck somewhere and it's just very hard of you to get out of that plateau or limitation that you're currently facing, whether in chess or in life. And here are some things that I have learned throughout my journey to 2000 elo chess. So it's been 200 days since I started this YouTube series. On day 100, I shared some of my thoughts after having done YouTube videos every single day during those 100 days and also playing rapid games on chess.com every single day. I shared my thoughts, and in that video, I said that playing chess every day does not help you get better because back then I was experiencing elo stagnancy, and actually my rating it dropped from. Let me just show you the graph. So when we started off, or maybe you can even see it clearer from here. So we started off already hitting 1700 pretty quickly because my peak ever, my personal best, was 1877. Like I share in my elo journey video. But then we slumped back down to 1600, and for the longest time, even though we got up to 1700 again a few times, for the longest time we were in this little valley called the dreaded land of the pina colada. I call it that because something was holding me back at 1600s, and I was joking that damn, the pina colada must be really good there because I don't know why I keep on going back. So for months and months we're in the 1600s. So when I hit day 100, I made the video saying that my elo actually got worse. I was very honest. I was like, I'm supposed to be making my way up to 2000, but we're actually just getting stuck around the 1600s. And even though I knew that, okay, it was only just a phase, I did experience frustration around that range. And I want to share with you how I was able to basically get out of it. And then at a certain point, we drastically rise. If you look at this range, it's just over the period of about a week that we climb way through the 1700s up to 1800. And even though we did back down and I tilt again, you see this big slump, we tilt back into the 1600s. We eventually get back through the 1700s, and I hit my own personal best on this channel of 1847 this last week. So I was very, very happy about that. And now I've tilted back down again, but don't mind me. I've just been doing that. So I want to share how I was able to get out of the 1600s, mostly mentally. What was that process like for me? And I think after another 100 days of my journey, I have more experience to share. So yeah, these past 100 days have passed much faster than the first 100. I'm not even sure what I was doing. Audio. Okay. I think I still stick by what I said in my original video, which is that playing chess alone will help you subconsciously, will help you by letting you slowly build up patterns, learn through experience and through the game review. I think that's very important. But that progress is slow and it has to seep in. But what really helped me is studying. Because I was so busy making videos every single day during those first 100 days and playing chess games every day, I felt so tired. Frankly, some days, a lot of days, I didn't have the energy to do anything else. I was just let's just play the games, let's just get it up there, let's just upload it. And because I was kind of exhausted and burnt out, I was draining myself. It was hard to actually feel inspired to play good games or to actually improve my chess ability. And what helped me after day 100 is that I let myself go of the burden of having to do this every single day, even though I still pretty much did during these past 100 days. But I started to feel inspired again to study chess. And this doesn't have to be a very regimented training system. A lot of you guys ask me, what do I do to study? What do I recommend? And it's not something so regimented, 3 hours of tactics and then 1 hour of openings and then this and that. It's more just feeling inspiration and wanting to learn and finding courses that I like, finding videos, finding books. Right now I have 3 tactics books, like the Polgar 5334 puzzle combination, whatever series. I got it here. So I'm working on some tactics here. I also have another tactics books that I brought with me. Learning, going over some of the games. Like I shared a game recently on one of my daily videos on this game that I saw I was very inspired by. Learning some strategy courses, learning endgame courses. So after day 100, I started basically taking finding things on Chessable, finding physical books to read, finding games that I like. Basically, I started studying. And because I was studying and because I was feeling inspired, that raised my frequency. And I think when you're feeling stagnant in life, you have to re energize yourself, put in something new to recharge your system. If you've been doing the same thing every day and feeling burnt out, you gotta shake it up a bit. And I'm gonna use this metaphor. Anyone who watches my streams knows how much I like talking about love and relationship stuff. So I'm gonna use that metaphor. Um, so if your relationship is stagnant, you gotta spice things up a little bit by doing something new, finding new things to enjoy. And so that's what I did with my chess. I found new openings, I found new books, I found new ideas, and by doing that, you raise your own energy vibration. Being inspired in life by feeling joy, you can take yourself out of whatever plateau you're in and learn, because I've always said that your elo will correspond naturally to your strength as a player. So you don't have to worry about it so much. Like as you grow as a player, as you get stronger, your your rating will naturally follow. And that has to do with anything in life. Like as a business, right? Your sales may not be great right now, but your sales have to do with your product, your quality, your customer service, all of those things. As you raise your service and whatever you provide, the value of whatever you provide, then your sales will come naturally. Same for like also like in a relationship, like you don't have to worry so much about the title or like what you want from somebody. If you treat them with love and kindness and care about them, then naturally it will progress. Naturally it will become what it is, because first the quality of the relationship is there. So in whatever aspect of life, business, love, family, anything, career, like, right? Like same with chess, with the elo. My philosophy is raise your strength as a player, raise your strength first, and the numbers will follow. And I also think of rating as something like this. It's not just a number. I think your strength is more like a spectrum. So a lot of times people think like, oh, you're elo, and they get very frustrated because they think, oh, I was just at 1800 2 days ago, and now I tilted back to 1500, and I don't know why, and it's like killing me. But I think it's because your strength as a player is not just one number. It's because you naturally you're on a spectrum. So say like me right now, like my floor is maybe 1650, and my peak or my ceiling could be 1900. So I'm like wavering between the two. On bad days, I naturally go towards my floor. On good days, when I'm feeling sharp, I go towards my ceiling. And we as players, what we're trying to do here is we're slowly trying to raise our floor. And that's what we can do by continually progressing and studying. So now, like, even if you're at your worst level, even if you're dead tired, tilting, I don't know what you're on, but even if you're at your worst, your floor will not go below a certain amount. And that's what we should be caring about. So so for example, for me, like if I'm going down, if I'm tilting towards back down to 1700s, I know that it's because I still can go to the 1700s. I know my floor has not been raised high enough. So I don't need to worry so much about what the number is precisely, but I just need to stop making the dumb mistakes or the mistakes that are holding me back towards my floor and raise that level. I think what's really important is to just accept whatever state you're in, accept the situation. And again, not just in chess, but in any situation in life, because what you're faced with right now is exactly what you need to be facing. And if you're stuck somewhere or if you feel like you're facing challenges, it means that you have still not overcome those weaknesses as a player, or you still need to learn some lessons before you can progress to the next level. Life is trying to tell you something. So if you are hitting a wall somewhere, maybe it's because have you been making the same bad mistakes in the end game, not activating your king? Have you been overlooking your opponent's counterplay and not seeing their forks, their sexy forks, and only paying attention to your sexy forks? A la my game from last night. um, have there been basically whatever it is, life is trying to tell you that you need to learn some things before you go to the next level. So don't worry about it too much. Accept that you are where you need to be, and drop those expectations of I need to be here and here, or because that will create more frustration for you. On the other hand, on the flip side of that, I would like to say that what really helped me actually from to give me the kick for me personally, what gave me an extra boost of energy to kick me out of the 1600s was simply the fact that by day 100, I think after I made that video saying, okay, my chess has actually gotten, like, my rating has actually gotten worse since I started, that gave me actually a lot of motivation. I think just hitting day 100, I was like, let's get out of here already. I was like, it has been a long enough time. Bye bye 1600s. I'm done with you. I was like, let's get out of here. So then I just had that motivation. I had the energy. I was like, let's go. And then we like soared up into the 1700s. And in the 1700s, I was like, let's go. Let's keep going. And then we got up to 1800 very fast. So I think sometimes it is an energy thing. Like sometimes you have to tell yourself, all right, enough already. Let's go. Let's go. And that helps me actually having a sense of deadline um, for me to make progress. Because I know a lot of us have this problem, but but I mean, I think it's better now, but I used to have a huge thing about procrastination. Like, there's a lot of things I would do at the very last minute. So if it's not for the extra push I give myself, like I should do this by this time, then it's actually, I could just dilly dally around for a very long time before I feel motivated to do anything. So that's why, like, by the end of the year, I oftentimes find myself the busiest at the end of the year because there's like 5 projects that I'm like, I must finish by the end of the year. So in the whole month, I'm just like, boom, boom. Come back, audio. God, okay. You kind of have to balance it too. Is setting a deadline for yourself and giving yourself the extra push to reach a certain elo, perhaps, make certain progress, and also just accepting the reality that you're not getting there, perhaps, because you still need to learn more things. So you gotta balance it two out. But I think both actually have helped me. And they seem contradictory, but they actually both work together. And I think the last tip I like to say is that you have to trust, believe, trust, have faith. And that's something that I learned in the past few years is faith in the universe, belief. Whether or not you have a belief system of your own, but just trusting in things that will happen in its own time, that will always work for you in the end, is a force of positivity in your life that will actually generate amazing results. Whether or not you believe in such things called the law of attraction. I think a lot of chess, as well as having a vision on the board of something you want to execute, maybe an idea that you have, maybe you see a certain thing that you would like to manifest. And I think in life as well, it works out. So I think, so back a few years back, I was reading some relationship advice books, and the author was describing how a relationship is like the seasons. It's like cyclical. You're not always gonna have the springtime romance of like honeymoon love, and then your love will develop and mature into summertime, and then it will start harvesting and ripening in the fall, and then it will become barren and wintry and frosty in the winter and become icy, and you'll become cold and distant. But don't fear, because spring will come again. So I just remember those metaphor in terms of relationships, and I like to say the same applies in everything in life. I mean in relationships, like you have to want to give up or just feel very disillusioned when things become cold, when things become frosty, because you always remember the contrast. You remember the springtime, and then you remember the summer, and you're like, damn, now it's so cold. It's a winter, and you don't have faith that it's gonna get better, but it will. And how does this apply to trust? Because when we're at the floor of our elo tilt, it also seems pretty barren and cold, and some of us want to give up, or some of us feel like, oh man, am I gonna be here forever? Am I gonna be stuck here? And like, is it just you start doubting yourself and all that? It applies. It's the same thing, but you gotta have faith that spring will come again. And this is actually a quote from my favorite manga. It's called Fruits Basket, and it was one of the biggest game changers for me, biggest influences on me as a teenager, as a young child. I read it, and the main character Toro says something very amazing. She says, she asks the guy, she's like, what does when ice melts, what does it become? And everyone's like, it becomes water, duh. And she's like, no, it becomes spring. Spring will always come again. No matter how cold it is, spring will come without fail. So you gotta believe that. You gotta believe in the seasons. It may be cold right now, but spring will come again without fail. And I think that faith will take you, right? Will take you wherever you want to go in life. So right now, say like right now, we've gone back down to the 1700s, but I know without fail, 1900s gonna come without fail, 2000s gonna come without fail. It's just a matter of time, and you have to trust in the process. You have to trust in the process. And what will help is, yeah, studying, getting better, improving, and everything else will follow. So focus on the what, focus on just doing the thing that you enjoy, what gives you joy, what gives you inspiration, what raises your frequency, and let go of the results, let go of everything else. And that's what I want to say on day 200. Hopefully that was okay. Hopefully the audio didn't cut out too much. Adios, my loves. Thank you so much for being a part of me, part of me, part of my journey thus far. Let's look forward to what the next 100 days will bring. I gotta say that I have become better as a chess player, and I think that even though we still haven't gotten past what my original personal best was, back then I was playing chess just by myself, but now streaming or making content or recording and talking while I'm playing is kind of a different game. It is a different game because you are using different parts of your brain. So I think that actually I have improved as a chess player, and I just feel it. I feel since from the start of my journey I have gotten better, and I feel really happy about that. So yeah, thank you so much. Okay. Bye. I wish you guys the best of luck on your journey too, your personal journey, your chess journey, your life journey. Let me know how this works out for you. Bye.